So today, I figured I'd talk about the best and the worst neighbourhoods here in Pattaya. At least, in my opinion, starting with the better ones. Starting with the first area, the North Pattaya coast. This area is very upscale, quieter beaches, good condos and resorts. I'd say it's cleaner, more peaceful than central Pattaya, and it's good for families, retirees and longer stays. But this is more expensive because it is more on the luxury side, and if you're far from the main roads or amenities, you might need your own transport because some areas will feel a bit more isolated and away from the more touristy, heavy action. On to the next spot. Jomtien Beach. This is a long stretch of beach that's more relaxed than the city centre, with lots of condo options, good amenities for expats and families, decent international schools, hospitals, and far too many local markets to choose from along the beach road. The beach is not always pristine as the more remote, less developed parts. In busy season or near the central parts, it can also get quite crowded, so the more south you go, the quieter the beaches tend to get. Also, some places are noisy depending how close you are to the main roads or any of the nightlife streets near you. And transport may be slower if you're far out from the city on times when you want to venture into the city for whatever reason. Jomtien Beach, the more southern beach, and now Jomtien Beach is definitely my favourite area, which is ultimately why I rented a condo out in this area. I mean, the beach lifestyle, slightly out of all the chaos of the city centre. I think it gives the best of both worlds. I can either chill and relax, or I can go party. I'm close enough to make the choice myself. On to the next location. One of the more desirable, semi-quiet, nice views, greener, upscale, and still close access to the city centre and amenities. This location has a good balance between the peace and convenience, with the city centre on one side and many beaches surrounding you. You'll be close to both the relaxing side and the city feel side. A good mesh of both of them. This was actually the location I initially was going to get a condo in for a year, but then I got a better condo offer which was not only a better balcony view of the sea, but also cheaper in price, so I jumped at that. With that being said, this area can be more expensive. Sometimes the roads are quite steep and have less direct routes. Also, since it's popular, new developments may have premium pricing and some spots can definitely be a bit too touristy. And traffic going in and out can get slow during peak times because it is close to the centre, so that is something to bear in mind. Now onto a slightly different location, the more east of the city, more inland. This area has good value if you want space, peace, more locals, less tourists, because it is out of the way. And I'd say this one is especially better for families and long-term residents. Transport tends to matter more because you'll need a motorbike or car to get around, ideally, because you're further from the beaches, the tourist stuff, and all the action. Some modes may be less maintained, and if you're not driving, it'll be more time and cost more to get places. Definitely out of the way of everything, and if you want to live more like a local, then this is the option for you. And if you have the transport, you can always make a day trip to the beach. It's not too far. The final location on the best list, Central Pattaya. Everything is near, shops, restaurants, nightlife, transport, everything has easy access. If you like being in the thick of things, it's ideal. Great for short stays, digital nomads who want the buzz and live the city life. It's not Bangkok, but it's the closest you can get, with a beach only 5 or 10 minutes away. This location is the ultimate for convenience if you want to try all the tourist activities and be close to everything available. But it can be very noisy, busy, a lot of traffic, more people and tourists, and you're at a higher risk of petty crime, especially in the party and nightlife zones. There's more hustle, more congestion, less peace, housing may be cheaper if smaller or older, but premium prices where quality is high. Same with the condos, they're more on the expensive side, because they're in central, and the beaches can be crowded during peak season, so that's something to note. But that covers it for the best neighbourhoods. Now let's move on to some of the worst neighbourhoods here in Pattaya. Starting with Walking Street. This will be extremely noisy, busy, party-centric, scams, overcharging, and pickpocketing more common. If you're sensitive to the crowd, noise, and just want some peace, then this area might become exhausting. It's maybe an alright place to stay short term, but long term, it's not the best option at all. Also, higher costs for the basic in tourist heavy spots, so even the basic and empty condos will still cost a bit more because of the location. And everywhere nearby will have tourist prices, which are higher than the local prices of course. This location I would not recommend to families, older people, people who need their peace and quiet at night, light sleepers, or anyone on a budget, a tight budget. Again, another area that can be very noisy with the bars, music, traffic. As well, this area probably has less maintained infrastructure, sometimes cheaper, but quality of service and safety can be hit or miss. This location is usually filled with budget travellers who don't expect carefully and just want the cheapest place possible. They don't plan on being there long, and they don't care whether it's a hostel or a hotel. Those are the type of people who would regularly stay here in these locations. Soi 6 is similar to Walking Street in that it's lots of nightlife, rowdy bars, heavy foot traffic, more chance of being harassed, and a higher chance for scams. Now on to more rural outskirts. While often more beautiful when it comes to the nature, going too remote or too rural, you may suffer from the lack of amenities, especially outside peak tourist zones. So anyone who expects convenience, or those who don't want to use private transport, I wouldn't recommend going too far away from the main city. And the final one on the list, which you've probably heard of. Soi Buakhao. Popular with tourists, but some parts can be sketchy. Crowded, loud, alcohol involved, and involving possibly aggressive bar promoters. Again, these type of places, I think if you stay in them, they're only made for short-term stays. Again, if you're the type of person that goes to these areas and attracted to it, go for it. But given all the options in Pattaya, this wouldn't be my first, second, third, well, it wouldn't even be on my list of choices at all. But that's it, that covers it for what I think are the best and worst neighbourhoods here in Pattaya. So hopefully that's helped you guys out a bit if you're thinking of coming here. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and as always, see you guys in the next video.